Organizing materials in an online class is part of the video series by virtual campus teachers on effective blended learning practices. How are self-paced courses organized?
Just like you would plan for a teaching sequence in a brick and mortar classroom, you need to do the same with an online course. The big difference is that you will include activities that are beyond the paper and pencil or more traditional ways of doing things. In our self paced or SP courses, students move through instructional units, mostly asynchronously, with approximately 30 minutes of live instructional time per week, as well as regular monitoring and guidance from their online teacher. All of our SP courses are organized in a consistent manner to make them as easy as possible for students to navigate, since they will be mostly working independently. The courses are designed to be paced over a typical school year, starting in September and ending in June. The course content is released in chunks, typically 3 to 4 weeks at a time, so as to give the virtual campus team time to prepare each section and not to overwhelm students with access to too much material all at once. Here's an example from the chemistry course. You can see in the left menu that there are units linked here in the left menu. Every unit is organized in the same way, with an introduction and context for why it is being taught. Within each unit, the content is broken down into weeks of material. You can see here week 4, 5, 6, and 7 are shown on the screen. Within a week, there may be multiple lessons. Not every week will have the same number of lessons. That will depend on the content. At the beginning of the year, only Unit 1 is available in the menu. Additional units are added as they are needed for students.
What are some techniques used to help students find their way around?
When students register for online classes, they are not aware of how to use the technology involved with being an online student. For that reason, each student goes through a mandatory training session before online classes even start. We take the time to show them how to navigate the learning management system, how to reach their email, and interact with voice threads. This gets them started, and each teacher then adds training as they introduce new technological tools and material throughout the year. Teachers can only assume a steep learning curve for the majority of their students. Patience and repetitions are expected in order to get the students comfortable with this type of learning environment. In order to help self-paced students who meet their teachers only once a week, teachers use what I call a consultation log. This log is like minutes to our weekly meeting where we look at completed work and achievements since the last meeting, and then we lay down the plan for the next week. This can help orient students and guide them through the important parts of the course. I also color code the document so students can easily find the added information for that specific meeting. This document also serves as a means of communication between the student and the teacher as it gets updated each week.
For the courses I teach, I will have separate folders for each student that they have shared editorship of, meaning they can add, remove, or edit any document in that folder. We go through how to do this on the first day, and we'll do follow-ups throughout the year, especially with their first submission of work and when they first receive feedback, ensuring they know where to find all their work and their feedback. Within this folder is also where I will return work that has feedback on it, or documents that are purely feedback for a large assessment. For a test, a copy is put into their folder for them to review. We will also walk through how to name documents so that anyone accessing them can know what they are opening. This is a challenge for most students, as they will leave the document titled "Scanned" and a bunch of numbers. We go over the importance of including their names, what type of work they are submitting, and as you can see, some will also include the date.
How can asynchronous materials be organized and shared in the absence of a learning management system or LMS?
In the virtual campus, we use a learning management system or LMS called Sakai. While a tool like this can help you to organize your online materials, it is by no means necessary. Here are a few examples of tools that teachers could use to allow students to access materials from home. A Google Doc or Word doc with hyperlinks is likely the simplest option. It can be structured to show weekly or daily plans. A class blog, such as the QL Chem one that you see on the left of the screen, is another option. That can be used to share weekly plans, links to lessons. A class calendar of events and deadlines can also be shared. There are simple interfaces available now to create class websites. This is something that could be used in a similar way to the blog. Microsoft Teams or Google Classroom also is a tool that is more especially made for education. There are some additional functionalities built into that, such as for being able to submit assignments and to collect grades. An example of that is shown on the right of your screen as well.